planner friends, it's Amanda. I wanted to pop in today with a little bit of a planner chat and an update about what I have going on with my planners these days. I have been in my Jibun Techo. If you saw my video of all the planners that I've tried so far, then you'll see what made me kind of settle into this one. However, I knew when I was in here that there's a pretty good chance that I might kind of get bored with it and want to change it up. So, I think I'm going to switch back to my homemade traveler's notebook. This is a traveler's notebook style cover that I made, and I have in here just this Tomoe River paper notebook, this big notebook that I use for kind of like daily pages and some like art journaling, and I mean, honestly, just whatever I want to put in here is what I had been using this for. And then in the front, I did have these two books in here. This was my calendar, and it has calendar and notes pages in the back. This is from Daiso. And then I had this, which is just a notebook that I was using for collections and things. So I had these three books in this system is what I had here when I was in this system before. But what I was missing was weeklies, and that's what made me move into the Jibun Techo. I really was feeling like I wanted some weekly pages. That was the component that I didn't have in that other system that I was kind of missing out on. However, I haven't been using this with great consistency. It's summertime right now. Like when my kids were still in school, I was using it pretty well. But then summertime comes along. Here we are at the end of May, and it's like I'm kind of starting to fall off here. I was sick here, kind of started to fall off. Didn't even use it this week, which I think was the last week of school. And then going into the summer, I have been like really inconsistent with this. A lot of this is just journaling that I went back and did later, but I'm actually really not using it as like forward planning like I had been doing. Same here. This is mostly journaling. It's not a lot of forward planning. And then like I didn't use this. And now here we are at the beginning of July. Didn't use it at all last week. Haven't used it all this week. And I just feel like I want to switch up. We still have one more month of summer. My kids homeschool and I work from home, and my job gets really slow in the summertime, and my kids are on a break from school. So my life just slows down a ton. I still have a whole nother month of summer. And so I thought it would be a good time to just kind of switch into a different system for a little while. I might come back to this in the fall when my life picks up a little bit again. But in the meantime, I was thinking that maybe going back to this system that has like a little bit more freedom to it, a little bit more, it's definitely less structured. It's like just notebook pages and I can do whatever I want with it. But I took these books out because this was a monthly calendar, but like I said, I was really feeling like I was missing out on my weekly component, which is what made me pick a new planner in general. And then this just felt kind of redundant. It's like extra paper when I have all this paper already. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the collections that were in here and I'm going to move them into this notebook. I work in this notebook back to front because I just like to. That's just, I mean, there's not a major reason. That's just what I like to do. I like to start in the back and go forward. But I could put my collections in the front. So I think what I'll do is I'll put my collections up here so they're easy to find, and then still have my daily pages and art pages and doodle pages and whatever I want to do still work back to front for that. But then my collections will be up front. So I'll move what I had in here to this book. And then I found at this store called Cutie this little Sumiko Gurashi planner that I love Sumiko Gurashi, so I think this is freaking adorable. And it's undated, and it has monthly layouts and weekly layouts for a whole year. So the weekly was the thing that I was really missing. So I think I'm gonna try this out for a while. Another thing that I have realized is that I do get bored easily. I like to hop books, not because what I'm using isn't working for me every time, but just because I want to change it up. So I think that maybe going into next year, an undated system would be better for me, because with something like this that's dated, when I miss pages, I have like weeks in here that are just empty. Whereas here in an undated, I can set it aside for a few months if I want to, come back to it and just start on the next page is what I could do. Also, this does have 12 months in it, but I know I'm not going to stay in this same book for a full year. I know I'm not going to do that. So I think what I'm going to do is have one calendar set up for my events and schedules, like my forward planning stuff I need to do, and then another one, a repeat of that same month right after it for memory keeping. So I can put like a little bit of a, you know, a small line of what happened that day for each day. I've seen a lot of people on YouTube do memory keeping that way, where they do it in a monthly layout, and I want to give it a try. I do have bands in here, so I could put this book in I could stick this book in the bands, which is the Traveler's Notebook style component of it. But I'm finding that I don't like the way that that feels to write in it when I open it up, and I want to be able to see the cover. So I think I'm gonna clip it in here like this, even though that kind of defeats the purpose of these bands that I have in this cover. I think I'm gonna clip it in here like this so that this one opens this way, this one opens this way, and then I can just get to both of my books like that. I also I don't want this to be a week and this to be another week. I want to have a notes pages every week. So I think I'm going to cover up the days here and use this for notes. I also want my weekly to go this way, where this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I can write my events down this way. So I'm also going to cover this up, and instead of having the start of the week up here, have the start of the week over here. One more change. This is a Sunday start, and I have a strong preference for a Monday start. So I think I'm probably going to cover those too and make my calendar start on Monday. So lots of changes that need to happen to this book to make it work for me, but I want to give it a try because I'm bored and I have the time and it sounds kind of fun. So let's jump right into that. I'm going to see what I can do to set up this book, and then I'll talk about a couple other things that I picked up recently, and we'll go from there. You know what, friends, I'm actually going to set this up off camera. I enjoy working in my journal off camera a lot more. So instead of a plan with me, this is going to be more like a planner chat. I'll come back and show you what I did after it's done. All right, so I got my planner all set up for this month and this coming week. I can show you. So I open it like this, and I've got my notes side on this side, and my monthly and weekly over here. I have it clipped so that when I open it up, the week shows here, and I did make it go this way, starts on Monday here, so I'll write my events and, you know, anything I want to keep track of this way. I don't have anything right now, but typically what I do is I will put things that are happening quite a ways out in my monthly view, and then as things come up throughout the week, I'll put them in my weekly view. So I'm sure, you know, I'll make some plans with friends 3 days before I get together with them, and that will get written in my weekly. Or if there's a certain task that I want to make sure I accomplish on a certain day, that will get written in my weekly. Things that come up kind of like, you know, 2 or 3 or 4 days before they need to happen will go here. Things that come up weeks before they need to happen will go here on my monthly view, which I set up like this. And I did make it start on Monday. I just covered up the dates that were written in here, and I put little stickers from a letter washi tape roll that I have so that it starts Monday. And I put anything that I have going on this month, which is not very much. I told you, summertime, my schedule is pretty open right now. But anything that gets scheduled, like if I have something, you know, later this week, I make a dentist appointment for this week, I'll write it here instead of on my weekly view. And then I am using this as another calendar for July, and I'm planning on writing something fun that happened every single day. I'm really excited about this spread. We'll see if I can keep up with it, but I really like the idea of doing like one thing a day in a calendar view like this. I've tried to do one thing a day in a list view before, and that doesn't work very well for me. I just have struggled to keep up with it. But this, I don't know, I just like this view. I enjoy looking at this a little bit more. So I think that this might work for me. So if I continue with this system using 2 months, one for my events and one for memory keeping, and then 2 pages for my week, one for my week and one for journaling or notes, this would be a 6-month book. And I actually might stay in this book for 6 months. It's really a 12-month book, but because I'm using 2 spreads for each thing, it will be 6 months for me. And I mean, I like it so far, so maybe I will stay in this system for the rest of the year. It would work through the rest of the year. Some of the things I used to decorate this, these stickers I got at Walmart. I got this Pen and Gear sticker book, Good Vibes edition, and it's got some cute stickers in it. $5, really cute stuff in here. So kind of excited to use this in my planner, like this butterfly. I love this sheet, and just all kinds of fun stickers in here. These ones are really fun too, these plants. So this is a new addition to my journaling stash. I also got some fountain pens that I found at Dollar Tree. I was so excited about these when I initially got them. They come with an ink cartridge. This is the one that is with the ink that came with it. It's black ink, and it does work. This one actually works quite well. I think I want to get into fountain pens. I did a video on my channel recently about glass dip pens, and that was so fun. And then I found this fountain pen at Dollar Tree, and I love it. So I think I need to buy some more quality fountain pens. That's probably going to be a new hobby that I'll get into. I did switch the ink in this one. This is a Dollar Tree fountain pen as well. And I took out I emptied the black cartridge and switched it for some copper ink. And it worked at first, but no surprise, it has since dried out. Actually, oh goodness, maybe it is still working. I thought it had dried out, but then I tried to clean it out with water and it wasn't working. Maybe it just needed some time to get flowing. So here it is. Oh, it's just not super consistent. It's like kind of loses its ink right there. But here it is, inked with a different ink than what came with it. So I don't know. Those are kind of fun. A fun new addition. They were $1 each. Dollar store fountain pens. The last thing I kind of wanted to mention, I was talking about, just getting bored and wanting to switch into a different book because of boredom. But I think I realized that the other thing is that I was really trying to make my Jibun Techo be everything, my everything book. And I don't think that works super well for me. I am not keeping track of my house management stuff that's in there. I just forget where I put those pages. Maybe they're not well labeled or well tabbed, or maybe I just want that to be kind of in a separate thing. So I think later this week or in the next couple weeks, I'm going to make a home management binder using this index card book. So I'll have that for my meal planning stuff, my house cleaning routines, things like that I'm going to put in here. And then I always keep my homeschool planning separate from my personal planning. That's always been the case. And so for homeschool planning this year, I'm going to just use this landscape style notebook, and I'll split it in half. The first half for one of my kids, the second half for another one of my kids. So as much as I was trying to be in a one book system, I'm not sure that's going to work for me. I might need to go into a little bit more fleshed out system, maybe a multi-book system, because I don't know. I don't know if it's working for me, or maybe I'm just bored and need to change it up for now. Maybe I'll get back into my Jibun Techo. I really have no idea what I'm going to do for next year, but I guess we'll see. All right, guys, that's my update. That's my planner chat for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you'll stick around. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.